This is a basic tutorial on how to do live capture inside of Control X. So if you come over to the live capture ribbon, select your device, you can hit connect. If you need to change any settings, you can come over here to settings, and in the settings options, you can change, these are the view options that we have where you can change smart view, turn it on and off, free view, things like that. Probing settings, you can actually turn on the ability to probe scan by distance, by time, by doing auto probe scan. You can adjust your probe compensation, whether you want to use initial first point direction or last point back button. You can adjust those things in here. Your scan data, you can toggle over to mesh or point cloud, and then in point cloud, you can remove outliers and do ordered data, or you can even go into raw data mode if you want to. You can change some of the inspection tools, how it smart selects the zone envelopes around the different features, how it selects the angles of the live dimensions and all those different things. You can tweak those. Geometry, you can apply tolerances to all the different geometries that you can fit in here. And then change your device settings if you need to go into the specific company's device that you have. Like if I need to change the laser settings of this device, I can click this button and it will take me directly to their laser settings. And then if I needed to change the buttons, some devices allow you to change buttons around and change the functionality there, but that is all inside of the settings. Now for live capture, this is essentially just about collecting raw data, whether it's scan data or probe data. So if I just click on live capture, you can see on the left-hand side, there's a few different things. The most important things for this tool are just knowing whether you're probing or scanning and whether you want to use a clipping plane for the scanning mode. So before I start, I like to show off the clipping plane mode and show how that works. So if I come in and I say clipping plane, and I scroll down on the left-hand side, you have the ability to scan a clipping plane or probe a plane, and it will fit a plane to that location and direction, and then you can even offset it in direction here. So typically, usually offset a clipping plane up a little bit because the deviation of the scan, the plane will just bisect it, and it'll only crop out some of the data, right? And you want it to crop out all of that data. So here is 0.1. That's a little bit high because if that's 0.1 inches. So if I'll just leave it at like 0.03, like 30 thousandths. That's good enough for me. Now if I come over to probe plane, I'm going to go ahead and grab the device and probe the plane that the object is sitting on, which you'll see here in a second. I'm just probing the table. Now, once I probe that, it goes directly into a scanning mode, providing that my offset distance is set all right. Now, if I go ahead and scan, you'll see that the laser is hitting halfway on the object and halfway on the table, and it's cropping out the data on the table. So if I go ahead and exit out of live capture, everything on the table is cropped out automatically for me. So that is the clipping plane. Let me just come in and just open up a new file just to show some of the other settings here. So we'll go into live capture again. As far as the probe data, the way I think about the probe data is you're collecting probe points that are just raw probed points. They're not associated with any feature, CAD face, or anything, but they can be used later for different things. So if I probe all those points and then I hit the back button, I probe all those points, hit the back button. All right, so I collected 3 groups of points. I'm going to go ahead and scan so you can see what it is that I probed. And we'll get out of this. So exit live capture. Now, if I zoom in here, you see only the scan data at the moment, the point clouds. But if I just maximize the device here and turn off the scan data and turn on the probe points. Actually, if I'll just show them both at the same time so you can see. I probe the side plane, but you see every time I hit the back button, they're actually grouped. So I grouped them. I probed that sphere, and then I probed the plane, and I probed that side plane. So if I turn off the scan data, I can use these for other things later if I want to. If I come over to the Home tab and I say I want to fit a plane, just window in all of those points, and I just created a plane. Now same thing goes for this. So essentially I'm just collecting raw point cloud information. I mean probe point information. So if I go to sphere for this one, fit a sphere. So I captured that raw information and then I later created features from it. Now, if I wanted to create dimensions, I can pull dimensions from it afterwards as well. So if I just want to create a linear dimension from that plane to that sphere, and then it's going to assume, like, it asked me what to put as the reference value. So, I can type in whatever I want to be in there, and then I can add a tolerance to it and go from there. So I just went ahead and applied a dimension to that. If I want to apply a radial dimension to that, you'll see that it puts it there. So this is live capture. So again, you're scanning, you're collecting scan information, and you're collecting probe data in here. That's really all you're doing is collecting it and capturing it. And then you can use it for things later if you want to, but the main purpose of this tool is just to collect data. So that's live capture.